Okay, so today we're jumping into Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. You've given me a ton of material to sort through,
It's a lot, yeah.
and focusing on those like key moments of the book.
Yeah, I think we should start with, well, we've got the Seven Potters escape, right? Dumbledore's will, the whole Horcrux hunt.
Right, and how these events, not just as plot points, but how they kind of change the characters, their relationships, and basically how the whole series wraps up.
Right, yeah, absolutely. And, I mean, we'll need to look at, like, Ron leaving and coming back. The whole Deathly Hallows thing, and of course that crazy escape from Malfoy Manor. Plus, the Battle of Hogwarts, Snape's memories, Harry's sacrifice. It's a lot, but I think it'll be worth it, to really dig in.
I think so. I mean, there's so much there. So let's start at the beginning. I mean, the Ministry's fallen, Voldemort's in control, and Harry's about to turn 17, meaning the protection at the Dursleys is gone.
Yeah, talk about tense, right? That opening scene where Voldemort takes Lucius Malfoy's wand, just chilling.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just about him needing a wand, though. It's like a power move, like a casual cruelty. It really sets the tone, for the whole book. It almost makes you wonder, like, why does he even need a different wand to kill Harry in the first place?
Well, that's the question, right? That hangs over the whole book, and it ties into the whole mystery of the Elder Wand, which we'll get to later. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's talk about Rita Skeeter and her, tell-all biography on Dumbledore.
Oh, right, the life and lies of Albus Dumbledore. It's like she just throws this bomb into everything we thought we knew about him, right? Suddenly, Dumbledore's got this murky past and was playing around with the dark arts. It's like, come on.
Yeah. It's so Clipper, though, because, I mean, Rowling doesn't just present these claims as, like, facts. She uses Skeeter's voice, that gossipy, manipulative tone, to kind of sow doubt. Remember when Skeeter boasts about her close bond with Harry? It's so ridiculous. But it's effective in creating this unease.
Yeah, I see what you mean. And it really hits Harry where it hurts, too, doesn't it? He's dealing with Dumbledore's death, the prophecy, and now this. It's like psychological warfare.
It is, and it really highlights the power of misinformation, how easily people are swayed by a good lie, especially when it's told with such confidence. It's something that keeps popping up in the book, this constant questioning of, who to trust, what's real.
Makes you think sometimes the big battles aren't with wands, but like ideas.
Exactly. But even with all this going on, Harry still has the Dursleys to deal with, right? They're leaving Privet Drive.
Right. And the Order have to get him out of there before his birthday, which is where we get the whole Seven Potters plan. Polyjuice Potion, different Harrys, flying all over the place. Such a great scene. But it also leads to some tough losses.
Yeah. The whole escape, so chaotic, so dangerous. It really raises the stakes, And then Hedwig dying. Such a sad moment.
It's a gut punch for sure.
And it's not just that she's a pet, right? It's like the loss of innocence, that last bit of normalcy in Harry's life, just gone.
It really feels like childhood is over. It's war now. And then when they run into Stan Shunpike,
Oh, yeah.
he's a Death Eater now.
Right. Seemingly harmless guy from the earlier books. Now he's one of them. It really shows just how far Voldemort's reach is.
Right.
Corrupting even those who maybe weren't bad to begin with.
It makes you think how many others are in that same position, stuck between being loyal to Voldemort and just being scared for their lives. It really makes you think about good versus evil, doesn't it?
It does, because, I mean, it's not always so black and white, is it? And speaking of complicated, when they arrive at the Burrow, Harry's got another puzzle to deal with. Dumbledore's will.
Oh, man, that will. The snitch, the deluminator, the sword. What does it all mean? It's like Dumbledore's leaving clues, but for what?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It creates this mystery, like a scavenger hunt, but with no clear goal. Remember that inscription on the snitch? I open at the close. This is so intriguing.
It feels like a prophecy, almost, like foreshadowing.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's that scene with Scrimgeour, the minister. He's so suspicious of Harry, so determined to get his hands on that sword. It just shows you how corrupt the ministry is, doesn't it?
It does. Like, Voldemort's influence is everywhere. Even those in charge are either, on his side or too afraid to do anything about it. Bleak picture, right?
It is. And for Harry, it's another hit to his trust and authority. First Dumbledore, now this. It forces him to rely on his gut, on his friends, those he really trusts, which is a huge turning point for him. It's the beginning of him becoming independent, making his own choices, even if it means going against those in power.
And that leads him to the Horcrux hunt. And that's where things get really, really interesting.
It's a big task, right? Hunting down parts of Voldemort's soul. With no map, no guarantees, danger everywhere. It's a real test of their friendship, their willpower.
And it's interesting because they're packing for this huge quest, this quest for evil soul bits with, toothpaste and sweaters and stuff. It's this funny mix of, the normal and the extraordinary. They're still just teenagers.
I mean, it makes it feel real. They're not soldiers, they're just kids trying to figure things out. Speaking of which, that locket Horcrux starts messing with them pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, that locket, it just feel the negativity coming off it. Right? Like it's getting inside their heads, testing them, pushing them. And Ron, he cracks first.
Yeah, and it's heartbreaking. Ron, who's always been Harry's best friend, turns on him. And it's not just some fight, right? It's that locket, amplifying all of his doubts, his fears, twisting things.
It's such a good example of how dark magic works on the mind. Like it can manipulate you, make you turn against those you care about.
Exactly. It shows that even the strongest bonds, even the best friendships can be tested. And it really raises the stakes.
Yeah, it does. So Ron takes off, leaving Harry and Hermione alone. He keeps searching.
It's a dark time for them, literally and figuratively. That locket weighs them down, and, finding those Horcruxes feels impossible. But even then, there's a little glimmer of hope, this bit of magic that leads Harry to a big discovery.
You're talking about the Silver Doe.
Exactly.
It's such a beautiful, mysterious scene. It guides Harry to the sword. But it's not just about the sword, isn't it? It's like a test, almost spiritual.
It is. The doe represents something so pure, something connected to Lily, Harry's mother. It's like she's guiding him, and you have to go into that freezing water to get the sword, to claim his power. It's beautiful.
Really is. But even with the sword, there's still just two of them. And they're missing that missing piece, Ron.
And that's where the Deluminator comes in, right? That little thing Dumbledore left to Ron, turns out it does more than just turn off lights.
What do you mean?
Well, let's just say a certain red-haired wizard finds his way back, thanks to a little magic, and a lot of love and loyalty. Yeah, it's almost poetic, isn't it, the Deluminator, this tiny thing playing such a huge role in everything.
Okay. I gotta know, how does Ron actually find his way back? You can't leave me hanging like that.
Well, remember how the Deluminator can, capture and release light, right? Well, it can do that with other things, too, like sounds. And Ron, when he finally comes to his senses, he hears Hermione's voice through it, just this, faint whisper across miles and miles.
Wow. It's almost like a beacon leading him back. So cool. It really shows that even when they're apart, physically apart, they're still connected on some level.
Exactly. It's that bond, right? And when he comes back, it's a total redemption moment. He faces down that Horcrux, destroys it, and even saves Harry's life. It's a big moment for him, facing those fears, choosing loyalty over doubt.
Yeah, powerful stuff. You can really see how much he's grown since book one. But the reunion doesn't last long, does it? There's still a war going on, and so much they need to figure out.
You're right. They still got to find those Horcruxes, and it leads them to some strange places, like Xenophilius Lovegood's house, remember? That's when they first see that symbol for the Deathly Hallows, right?
Oh yeah, the triangle, the circle, and the line. I remember trying to decipher that thing. And then Lovegood, with his whole, the Hallows are real. It just adds this whole other layer to the story.
It does. I mean, you've got this world full of magic already, and then a rolling throws in this legendary elements, like something out of a fairy tale. But it really makes you think, are they real? Or just a story? And if they are real, what do they mean? For Harry, for Voldemort.
It's like she's giving us these puzzle pieces, but we don't know the whole picture yet.
Right. And their visit with Lovegood, it doesn't exactly end well, does it? Turns out he's been keeping Luna prisoner, trying to use her to make a deal with the Death Eaters.
Oh man, I'd forgotten about that. It's rough. It just shows you that even in this magical world, there are people who take advantage of others, even someone like Lovegood.
It's true. It shows how desperate things are getting, what people will do to protect those they love. And for Harry, Ron, and Hermione, it's another close call, another dangerous situation they barely escape.
Speaking of dangerous, they're captured by the Snatchers and being taken to Malfoy Manor. That's got to be one of the scariest parts of the whole book.
Oh, absolutely. It really drives home the point that Voldemort's everywhere. Even everyday wizards are out there hunting people down.
And then Malfoy Manor itself. Ugh. Bellatrix Lestrange, she's just awful. Torturing Hermione. That whole situation, it's almost too much.
It is intense. But even then, you see those moments of courage. Hermione, even though she's being tortured, she's thinking on her feet. She tells Bellatrix her name is Penelope Clearwater. So smart.
Yeah, quick thinking, even when everything's going wrong.
And let's not forget about the sword. It appears almost like magic, right? Hidden in Bellatrix's vault at Gringotts. It's almost as if it's waiting for Harry.
Yeah, like it's meant to be, like destiny.
Right. And then there's Dobby. The way he shows up defies Bellatrix, saves them. It's just pure heroism.
And then he dies. Just like that. So sad.
It really is. Dobby gives his life for them, for freedom. It's a huge moment. And, it really stays with you for the rest of the book.
It does. And from the darkness of Malfoy Manor, they go straight to Gringotts. Things really start to move then, don't they?
Yeah, it's this crazy heist. And they need Grihooke the Goblin to pull it off. And then, of course, the dragon escaping from Gringotts with Harry, Ron, and Hermione on its back. It's so awesome.
It's like something straight out of a movie. You can practically feel the wind and hear the dragon roaring.
It's a real victory, Big screw you to Voldemort. But it's also where things change with Griphook. He betrays them, steals the sword. He believes it belongs to the goblins.
Right. It just shows you that things aren't always simple. Even in a fight against evil, there are different sides, different ideas about what's right. And from there, it all leads to Hogwarts, to the big battle.
Yeah, the Battle of Hogwarts, everything has been leading up to this. It's a fight for everything, for the whole wizarding world.
And right in the middle of all that chaos, we get one of the biggest surprises in this series, Snape's memories.
Oh, man. Those memories, they change everything, don't they? Suddenly, you see Snape in a whole new light. You understand him, his choices, everything he did for Lily.
It's like peeling back layers of an onion.
It is. You learn about him and Lily as kids, his heartbreak when she died, his secret work with Dumbledore, protecting Harry all this time while pretending to be his enemy. Amazing.
Yeah, just brilliant writing. It shows that even those who seem like villains, they can have depth. They can be capable of love, of sacrifice, things you never expected.
Exactly. And through those memories, we finally learn the truth about Harry, about the prophecy, about why Voldemort made those Horcruxes. We realize that Harry was meant to die, that he's a Horcrux himself, and he has to face Voldemort willingly to defeat him.
Man, that's a lot for a kid to carry. But he does it right. He goes to the forest, ready to die for everyone else.
It's just like his mom, Lily's sacrifice, her love protected him, and now he's doing the same. It's powerful stuff.
It really shows you the power of love to defeat even the darkest magic. And then the final duel, Harry and Voldemort. It's what we've been waiting for the whole series.
I know, and it doesn't disappoint. You can feel the tension, the magic, the clash of their wands.
And the Elder Wand. Switching allegiance to Harry. Talk about a twist, right? It proves that real power isn't about having the strongest wand, but about having courage, a strong will, a good heart.
You got it. And in the end, Harry doesn't even use it. He breaks it. And that's what really defeats Voldemort. It's such a statement. Harry learned from Dumbledore's mistakes, from the danger of power. He chooses a different path, the power of love, compassion, forgiveness. Just beautiful.
It's funny, talking about all these moments in Deathly Hallows, it really makes you think about choices.
Doesn't it?
I mean, not just those big life or death ones, but all the little ones that lead up to them. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like Harry choosing to trust Dumbledore, even when it seems impossible. Or just crazy. Or Ron, coming back, facing his fears. And then Harry's choice at the end to sacrifice himself, to save everyone else.
And each of those choices, no matter how small, they have this ripple effect, don't they? It's shaping not just their lives, but the whole wizarding world. It reminds you that we can all make a difference, that our choices matter, that even when things are really dark, we can choose to be brave, to be kind, to do the right thing.
It's inspiring, but also kind of scary, right? It makes you think about your own life, your own choices. Like, are you doing enough? Are you being the best you can be?
I think that's why this book is so powerful. It makes you look at yourself, at your values, and ask, what would you do in that situation? It's not about magic, really. It's about finding that strength, that courage to do what's right, even when it's hard.
And you know what else? It's how much this book, reflects what's happening in the real world. All that ministry propaganda, the way Muggle-borns are treated. It's also familiar, isn't it?
It's pretty scary how relevant it is. Rowland shows us just how dangerous it can be when someone takes total control, how power corrupts, and how easy it is for people to get caught up in fear and hate.
And the way she shows those fighting back, those everyday people risking their lives, it's both like hopeful and heartbreaking. It reminds you that even in the darkest times, there are people who will stand up for what they believe in, no matter what.
And that fight never really ends, does it? Even after Voldemort is gone, there's still work to be done in the wizarding world. And in our own world, too, we have to stay aware, call out injustice and work to make things better for everyone.
That really sticks with you. But, beyond all that, Deathly Hallows is also just full of, deeper meaning. We talked about those Deathly Hallows, those objects that supposedly give you power over death. But what do they really mean?
Yeah, good question. And honestly, fans have been arguing about that for years. Some people think it's a warning about the dangers of power, of wanting to live forever. Others think they represent hope, the power of love and sacrifice.
I've always thought they represent, different parts of human nature, the way we deal with death. The Elder Wand is that desire for power, right? The stone is wanting to be with those you've lost. And the cloak, well, that's the need to escape, to hide from the world.
I like that. And the fact that Harry breaks the wand, leaves the stone behind, it tells you something, right? Real happiness isn't about power or cheating death. It's about living in the moment, cherishing those around you, and doing something good with your life.
Makes you think about what really matters, huh?
Yeah, it's not about money or power. It's about living a life with purpose, with meaning, with love.
And that's what Harry Potter's all about, right? Overcoming challenges, finding strength in friendship and love, and making the right choices, even when it's tough.
It's something we can all relate to, whether we're wizards or not.
Exactly. That's what makes Deathly Hallows so special. It's a story that goes beyond, just being a book. It speaks to something inside you. It reminds you about hope, about fighting for what's right, about the strength we all have within us.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. It's been quite a journey, hasn't it? Full of ups and downs, and of course tons of magic. We've looked at all the big moments, figured out what makes these characters tick, and explored what it all means, on a deeper level.
It's been fun talking about all this with you, and hopefully it's made you want to jump back into Harry's world, rediscover the magic, and find, even more meaning in this amazing story.
And to all our listeners out there, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Keep the magic alive.